right. On to number 5 of On the River Gran among the Quadi. Concentrate every minute like a Roman, like a man, on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness, tenderly, willingly, with justice, and on freeing yourself from all other distractions. Yes, you can. If you do everything as if it were the last thing you were doing in your life, and stop being aimless, stop letting your emotions override what your mind tells you, stop being hypocritical, self-centered, irritable, you see how few things you have to do to live a life, or to live a satisfying and reverent life. There's a question mark there. If you can manage this, that's all even the gods can ask of you. So again, perhaps this chapter on the River Gran among the Quadi, it seems like there's a theme emerging here of getting to work and stop procrastinating, focusing your attention. Don't fall prey to distraction, whether that's in your surrounding world. And he doesn't mean like something dangerous or something that needs to happen right now. Just distractions like that, or thoughts and emotions that are distracting you from your aim and from your goal. That's what he's getting at here. Now, what do I think of this? Yeah, I mean, it's a lot easier said than done. Takes some training. I don't think I'd be hard missed if there was a single person alive that was perfect at this. But there's some people that probably can get pretty close. But yeah, personally, I think this is a great skill and a great mindset and ability to aspire towards. Not to get totally, what would the word be? Obstinate, or not to get totally focused on to the point where you're feeling horribly guilty if you don't get as much work done the days you'd like, disappointed in yourself, regretful. Again, those would be themselves distractions from your goal. And what he's saying here, though, is that when you are feeling irritable, hypocritical, this feeling poorly, having these thoughts outside of what serve you, they're all distractions. I think earlier in a few passages past, he called them, obstructions? And they're not real. He's largely getting at here self-doubt, not having clearly defined boundaries. Like if you set aside an hour to focus on writing a personal book, or studying a topic matter, or getting towards an assignment or a project, for that hour you're doing that. Maybe at first you do 20 good minutes and the other 40 are here and there, a few minutes, there's distraction filter in, but keep striving towards perfection, while acknowledging that trying to actually achieve that perfection isn't in and of itself a distraction. There's so many thoughts that can come in. Like when I'm doing work and when I'm doing things, it really depends on what it is. Some tasks I like a lot more than others. Doing these videos are pretty fun. They're kind of like a nice mental exercise. Just get to sit here and think and talk to the void, or whoever's listening. Not too many people are listening right now, but almost like a little living journal. But I just get to sit here and think out loud. But I enjoy this a lot better, and it's a lot easier to stay focused on my thoughts, on just thinking, than it is, say, doing. I've had to do a lot of computer work lately, and video editing and social media stuff, and I don't really love working on computers. That's kind of why I got into counseling in the first place, was because I didn't think I'd have to work on computers as much as I did. Just talking to people, face-to-face human interaction. But we're here, and like doing some of those computer tasks, I do find myself reaching for my phone every 15 or 20 minutes. Sometimes I can go a half hour, 45, an hour stint, and I'm in it. But I've come to appreciate that I have only so much capacity for things I'm not fully interested in, but I have to do them because my business budget right now doesn't fully permit me to offload everything else onto other people. I'm working on getting more comfortable doing that. Just getting to it though. Kind of back to the main topic of it though. Just learn how to concentrate. Take yourself seriously. Just because it might be your first couple tries trying to concentrate and really stick to something that you care about. And this is kind of a combination of this and like just counseling and lessons I've learned, but it's helpful to remind yourself of why you're doing this task, even if you don't necessarily directly like that task. How does it relate to a future goal or future vision that you have that you actually would really enjoy being at? And there's going to be times there where, I'd like to just throw in the towel for the day and, go walk home and hang out with my fiance. But, I'll be okay, like one more hour, and then I'll call it, because there's a line. Concentrating is great, get some work done. That's excellent and something to be aspired towards. But also, though, I'll get diminishing returns on trying to push myself past a certain point, and I'm still learning that. I'll probably always be learning that. But that idea of where that line is getting more refined with time. Because what will happen is, I might be able to start the day off or the morning off with, and do 2 or 3 hours of real good work, maybe have a 10, 15-minute break in there. And then after that, I got another hour, maybe 2 hours left of computer work. And then I start to I'll be reaching for my phone more often, distractions. I love seeing clients. Seeing clients is great. But, seeing clients takes its own mental toll, like in a good way, but it is mentally exhausting. And so, seeing a couple clients might mean I only have an hour of computer work in me for the rest of that day, or 2 hours worth. Really just depends on the day. Maybe I got poor sleep the night before. But again, though, finding the line between something you want to do, not considering it procrastinating and pushing it off, sticking to it. That's really what he's getting here in this passage, and it's kind of a part of a broader theme, I think, for this whole chapter that's starting to materialize. And with that said, though, that's it for this one. Thanks for listening.